All right, great. So I will get started. And basically today I will show you a quick demo of our software and all of the cool features that we have to offer. So with Inspection Express, it's an app on your phone. When you log in or you open it up, this is your landing page where you would basically see your portfolio with all of your properties located on the left-hand side, along with a map that just pinpoints where all of your properties are located. Now, if you're using a property management software such as Rentvine or Rent Manager, you're actually able to schedule all of your inspections on there and they will automatically synchronize with us. And that will make me move on to my next tab, which is inspections. And this is where you would see any of your upcoming inspections, any that you have today, or any finalized reports that you have. Now there's a few key features here. So for example, if today I'm going out to these properties, I can actually press on that route button and that will show me the way to those properties based on my starting point that I can change here. And I can even put an ending point as well, which is pretty cool. So it'll show you how far they are from each other and from you. And that way you know how long you need to put aside for those inspections. You also have a key symbol here, which if I press on it, this is a way to give you your key access for the day for those properties. So if you have images of the keys, key numbers, or any access instructions that are needed to access those properties, this is where that would pop up. And then what I'll do here is I will jump into one of my move-in inspections here. And basically you have your template here on the left-hand side, which is customizable. So you can always edit these areas if you want to delete a room. If you need to add something, you're able to do so super easy. You can also create your own templates and choose from those templates and copy them into those properties. So if you have 50 homes with 4 bedrooms, you're able to just make that template for them and copy them on into those properties, which is pretty cool. Saves you some time as well. And on the right-hand side is where you would start your inspection. So we pair up with a 360 camera, which I have behind me here. So it's an Insta360 camera that you place in the middle of the room. And the whole point of this is that you're only taking one photo. So you would exit the room, take that one 360 photo, and now you have a full image that just shows that full 360. Now you can zoom in and it's pretty clear, but we always recommend that you take any close-up photos, which are really easy to do and they get embedded into that 360 photo. You can also create your pathways. So as you're walking through and doing your inspection, you can create your pathways into that next room. And once you get to that next room, you would do the same thing. Place your tripod in the middle of the room, take a full 360 image, and then you can take any close-ups if needed. Now you can also report any maintenance on here. So I would just direct my little white target here towards the area that I want to write a maintenance for. Press that maintenance button at the bottom. So for example, sink here, I would take a quick photo and then I would put a title. So I'll put sink leaking to give you an example. Press done and you will see that that gets embedded into my 360 image. It works the same way with your conditions. So again, you would just be pointing at the area that you'd like to highlight. I'll put wall here, take a picture. I can also take up to 30-second videos. I can draw on those pictures as well. So if you need to highlight something, you can draw on it. Press done, and now it's embedded into your image. So you just have to make sure that you point at the right condition that you'd like to highlight. So that's how the 360 works. Now, about 5 or 6 months ago, we've launched our generated AI comments. So that purple magic one that you see here at the top is to generate AI comments for the full report. Or on the right-hand side, you can do it for each individual section, whatever you prefer. But I will press that main one at the top as it will generate all of my comments for all of my 360 images and close-up images that I've taken throughout my inspection. So it takes about 30 seconds or less, depending on how many rooms you have, how many pictures. But the way that the AI works is it's basically reading anything that is visible, scratches, dents, basically the condition. And you can see that it's starting to be done with all of the rooms. So here's an example. Entrance hall, doors, white wooden door with a stainless steel knob, some visible scuff marks and chip paint on the frame. White painted walls and minimal marks in good condition. So if the place is in good condition, it also highlights that as well, which is pretty cool. So you don't just get the bad comments. Now, we do say that the AI is about 90% accurate, just so that you still have that 10% human touch. So you can always go into any of these boxes and you can edit any wording. You can use our pre-written text. So if I want to write damage, I write DA and I have all of these pre-written text that pop up. I just press on them. I can also speak to the phone, damaged, and it will write for me as well. And again, you can delete anything. So that's how the AI works, which saves you lots and lots of time. So we're already saving a lot of times with our 360 image, taking one photo per room, and then eventually a few close-ups if needed. And then once you're done with those, you're able to just press that purple magic wand and you get a full detailed report. Now, as I move through, you are able to add a tenant to your inspections. So I'll just put my name here. And essentially, I would put the tenant's email address, and this is so that you can send them this report at a move-in, and they're able to make their own comments and just give them the opportunity to go through that inspection. That way, everyone is on the same page. As you move through, you have your key form. This is for you to put a picture of your keys that you are providing to the tenant and any notes. And that will also get generated into a PDF report at the end, which I'll show you. We have our summary, which this is optional, but you're basically able to upload up to a 1-minute video where, for example, you could be speaking to the landlord, letting them know that you've come to their property, it's looking nice, but you need to paint the wall, or anything that you'd like to mention. It just gives a nice personalized touch to your inspections and a point of difference with your competitors as well. Then you have your maintenance tab, where any maintenance that you've reported would pop up here, and then all of your 360 photos. So again, that was an example of a move-in inspection. Now, we have templates for your move-ins, your move-outs, which are very similar, and then we have ongoing / routine walkthroughs. With those, you are actually able to do an overall only. If you'd like it to be, just overall, you can also use your 360 camera, or you can make it as detailed as you'd like. It's totally up to you, but each section has that overall only button. You also have a recommendations tab, so any property improvement recommendations, current rental and lease renewal recommendations, that type of thing, you're able to input those details as well, and that would get reported at the beginning of your PDF report. And then same thing, that agent summary video, if you'd like to use it, your maintenance and your 360s. Now, you can also have your tenants conduct inspections. And the way that works is you're actually able to set your own guidelines and timelines. So if, for example, I'd like my tenant to do an ongoing inspection for this property, I would send them an email with a link that, with my guidelines and my timeline, and all they have to do is press on that link and follow your guidelines. They don't have to have a login. They don't have to have the app. They just need their phone, to open up that link and conduct that inspection. Now, in terms of guidelines, you are able to create your own templates. You can edit any of these. We give you a template to start with, but you are able to customize it. Again, you can make your own requirements. So if you say, for example, that you would like to see the doorbell and you want a picture of it, if you make that a requirement, the tenant has to take that picture. If they don't take it, they cannot move on to that next section. So it gives you a bit of leadway on how you'd like your tenant to conduct those inspections. As you go through and you've made your requirements, you press next. You can choose how long do they have to complete this inspection. You can choose any reminders that you'd like to send as well, and then you would just put their contact name, and the property manager's contact information should already be in there. So that's for the tenant-led inspections. So now I'll just move on to our finalized inspections. So this is an example of a move-in finalized inspection. So whenever you finalize a report, you will always have a PDF report that is generated from your finalized inspection, and you will also get a virtual walkthrough that you can use. So again, this is an example where the link has been sent to the landlord. They are able to press start, and they would basically be walking through their property virtually, and they're able to see any comments that have been made on the right-hand side. And if you are using the tenant feature for your move-in, then you would also see that those tenant comments on the right-hand side as well. You can also see any close-up photos and so on. Now, if I refresh this page, you will see the PDF report. So if I press on that PDF report, basically, we have generated a PDF report from your inspections that you finalized. So any party details, inspection dates, agreement start date, etc. And then this would be where the inspection portion starts. So again, this is all organized based on your template, and it will always be in order. Everything will always be organized. So you have the agent section with any comments that they've made, the AI comments, if you've changed them or anything, everything will be marked down over here in that comment section. And this would be your tenant section. So if the tenant has made any comments, they have agreed or disagreed, you will see it here on the right-hand side. Now, if they have disagreed, they have to provide a photo and a comment as well. And our PDF will always tell you where those photos are located, which for the tenant, they're usually on the same page, all on the same page. I mean, as I scroll through this report, I will show you the picture portion. So again, everything is organized based on your template. As for example here, entrance hall, you can always click or scan this to view that 360 image. So you can always go back to your 360 view to see this. Then you have any of your close-up photos, again, all in order based on your template. And that's how the pictures are organized. Now I'll scroll through as we don't need to see all of those pictures. You will see here Part D, which is the signatures. So signatures of the agent, of the tenant, and everything is date and timestamp. So again, we're trying to save you the hassle at the end of a tenancy. If there's any issues, you have the proof that everyone is on the same page. Any of the pictures that the tenant has taken, and then your key form. So if you remember on the app, I was showing you the key form. This is where it would pop up on your PDF where you've taken that photo. You have written any notes if needed, and then we have a acknowledgement that they basically have to sign, which just states that they have received those keys from you. Again, date and timestamp. So any keys have been lost at the end of a tenancy, you have the proof right there. Now, my favorite part of this is our move out inspections, because we actually offer you a side-by-side view of your move-in here on the left-hand side, date and time stamped, and move out on the right-hand side. So the whole goal here is that you're able to walk through your property at the move out, and you can spot any differences from the move-in. You can even see any comparison photos and so on. Now, the software does tell you where to place your tripod. So if you're going to do a move-out inspection and you choose to pair it with your move-in, the software will draw a circle and show you exactly where to place that tripod. Now, you are able to put your logo instead of your tripod here for all of your inspections, which is pretty cool. And then all of your comments here on the right-hand side. Now, if I refresh this report here, I will go into my PDF report for this move out. And this is where you would see all three sections all at once. So you have your move-in inspection from the agent. Then if you have used that tenant section, you would see their comments here for your move-in, and then your move out right here on the right-hand side. So line by line, you can see each of those inspection comments and photos. So for example, here it says good, clean condition with no marks or damage present. Apparently now there's a dent in the cupboard. So I will actually press on that photo comparison and it will take me to that portion of the report where you can see that side by side. Again, this is always date stamped. So saving you a lot of hassle at the end of a tenancy if you have any deposit issues. This is a good way to just make sure that everyone is on the same page and avoid any back and forth with a tenant. So pretty cool. Again, any of your 360 photos will always be on your report, and it will actually break down those 360 photos into 6 sections, which have been taken from your 360 image. And lastly is the agent video, which is an option, but if you choose to use it, this is where the agent video would pop up at the beginning of the report, where again, the landlord is able to watch it and see anything that you have to say about the property, makes it a bit more personable. And then again, they're able to just walk through their property or see that PDF report. This one is an example of a routine or ongoing walkthrough. So you'll see that you can actually see the property improvement recommendations and so on, as I was showing you earlier. So this is really nice, straight to the point. And then again, I can just walk through any of my properties. Now, any of these inspections that you conduct, you can actually turn them into virtual marketing tours. So if you have a property that you need to put back on the market, you're able to actually take one of your inspections, convert it into a virtual marketing tour. That way, your potential tenant or buyer will be able to basically walk through this property and have a full walkthrough, which is really nice as well. So that pretty much completes most of the things that we have to offer. So I will just open up the chat now for any questions. And I'll just hang on a few seconds to see if anyone has any questions. Okay, so pricing. So in terms of pricing, you would have to get with me after this webinar or just reach out to any of our team members and we can give you your pricing, which is based on how many units you have. And we do have a special going on right now with this webinar. So if you'd like to reach out, please feel free to do so and we will send you all the information needed for you to sign up with us. Any other questions? So the question is, how long does it typically take to conduct an inspection? So I would say with our 360 and the AI comments, once you get the gist of it, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes some people do it in even less. It just, it just depends how big the property is, but essentially you're bringing down your inspection time drastically because you're just taking one photo per room, any close-ups, and then you have those AI generated comments that will just generate a full report for you. Okay, so I think those were all of the questions that have been asked. Again, if you'd like to have more information or you'd like to meet with me separately, please send an email to our team members and we will reach out to you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.